Hey, how y'all doing? It's Coach Hardy here, man. I'm gonna give y'all a quick little, I guess, brief background on me. Um, I'm 3 years in this teaching thing, man, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, I can't say, it's a blessing to be able to pour into the future generation. Um, but I'm not gonna do too much on me. Let's get into this professional development. All right, so the professional development obviously is about culture responsive teaching. So I'm going to be teaching you guys, uh, how I would run my classroom and how this lesson plan would go. All right. So first and foremost, um, we are focusing on CRT, which is culturally responsive teaching, and how it initially interrogates CRP, all right, which is culturally relevant pedagogy, all right. And to the instruction planning, this section is designed to give instructors practical strategies and to make their lessons more exclusive, engaging, and responsive to diverse backgrounds of their students, all right. So we're gonna skip over to learn objectives, all right. So by the end of this section, participants will be able to incorporate students' cultural backgrounds into instructions by using a variety of strategies. All right. Two, we'll be able to culturally relevate materials and practices into lesson planning effectively. And three, we'll be able to define culturally relevant pedagogy and understand its role in student engagement and achievement. All right. Four, we'll be able to explain the importance of CRT through lesson planning and provide a rationale for the use of their classroom. All right. So I feel like that's very very important to be able to have a base right here, and I feel like with these learning objectives, we got a good start on where the classroom should be headed. All right. So as far as materials, uh, for this lesson plan that I have, a sample lesson plan or lesson plan rubric for the evaluation and revision. So I feel like that's important because you got to have some form of where you're going or what you're looking for as far as teaching goes, because you have people everywhere. So two, we will have a projector or a desk guide virtually, so something that we can follow along with. And three, we will use a handout providing an overview of culturally relevant pedagogy, so that will include definitions, key components, and examples. All right, and I also feel like that would be great for us to have as far as overview wise, being able to take a deep dive into cultural relevant pedagogy and CRT. So we're gonna skip over to our section agenda. So this is where I would have my class, um, where I welcome them and basically just give them the objectives for the day. And we will start by greeting, the class and setting a clear purpose for what we are doing for the day and why we are going over what we're going over. We'll go over what we hope to accomplish and what participants can expect, such as the students. Um, and the next 5 to 15 minutes, we will do something that would require them to engage amongst each other, which I call our warm up activity. We'll use a form called this or that, where participants choose between two teaching topics or scenarios and discuss which of one is more culturally responsive. This will get everybody thinking critically and interacting amongst each other, which is the ultimate goal, because when we have students engaging and interacting with each other, that is great to see. And that's when that word rigor come in, because when we get those kids engaging, that's when that needle get to moving. And that's the whole purpose of I feel like these professional developments is to be able to move the needle. Um, but yeah, back to this. So the next 15 to 35 minutes will be to explore. So I would call that my mini lesson. And within this segment, we'll take a deep dive into definitions and basically distinctiveness between culturally responsive teaching, which is CRT, and CRP. And we will explore why these practices matter and how they impact students' learning, and also review examples of what culturally responsive lesson components look like. Okay. Once we take our deep dive out of that, we would head to our practice, which I would call apply, and that would be our 35 to 50-minute component where we would say now it's time to practice. All right, so participants will analyze a previous used lesson plan, and using a cultural responsive lens, they will identify areas for important and brainstorm how to revise the plan to better reflect student identities, cultures, and live experiences. And then from the 50 to 55 minutes, we reflect. So semi like a debrief, and that would cause a small groups or a whole group of participants will share insight and ask questions or reflect personally on what they have learned. And so this would be the chance for them to get a deeper understanding and connect with their peers amongst each other. Oh, excuse me. And so the 55 to 60-minute, this would be the close, the next step. And basically this will wrap up this section with an exit ticket, where you participants will write a short response on how they plan to begin interrogating cultural response lesson plans, where also share additional resources and outlines following up or check-ins. All right. And so here's my closing thoughts as far as the PD. And I got this section is about building compatibility and not perfection. All right, so our goal is to start meaningful conversations and equip educators with the tools and mindset to reflect, revise, and respond to the cultural needs of every student. By making small intentional changes in how we plan and deliver lessons, we can create learning environments where all students feel seen, valued, and empowered to succeed, which is very, 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 very important. When you have kids that feel seen, valued, and empowered, that's when the classroom is conducive. It's a very conducive learning environment, and that's what we should all strive for as teachers in our classroom. That will definitely keep our kids engaged, which is very important. Kids that are engaged that's very powerful in the classroom. You don't want to have kids that's just engaged on this side and then having kids that's not engaged on this side. So engagement is big. All right. But I hope you guys enjoyed my professional development, small talk, and see you guys for the next one.